me wishes that I'd been able to fund this other doll that I bought her with money from somewhere else because I really loved her. But anyway, in this box is my first ever Azone doll, and this is Hazuki, and so this is an Azone doll that is based on a manga and anime. I believe it's called Hazuki Moon Phase. It's about a vampire. I've never seen it. I must have been maybe 13 when I bought this, so I've had it over a decade now. So here she is. I've not got her shoes on because they always fall off. I feel like maybe she's meant to go, I don't know, she's meant to go some sort of a way in doing this pose. Maybe it's more like that. She's meant to be like a vampire cat, I think, in the show. So she's got this crazy long cape and these cat ears. And if I like get close, you can see she's got a little fang. And I'm not sure if the light is shining in a way that you can tell. But she's got a load of like midnight blue streaks in her hair. I think she's kind of meant to look a bit like a Victorian vampire. It actually comes with a Azone body that can only do this pose, so she can't move out of like the hands like that pose and her legs crossed. She's stuck in that position. She can kind of sit like that, but she can't like straighten her legs. So I did end up buying another Pure Nemo Azone body for her, so she would be able to do like different poses. But you'll see what use that ended up going to in a little bit. So yeah, here she is with her cloak on, and I love that her dress has got this petticoat, so it really boosts it out at the sides. But yeah, she's just so cute. I don't display her anywhere at the moment. I've got like nowhere to put her, but I've tried to sell her twice actually, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, and she never sold. And I'm now actually really, really glad that she didn't, because I'm super happy to still have her in my collection. I was trying to sell a bunch of stuff to pay for a doll that I'll show you guys in a minute. But yeah, this and Azone dolls in general are what really got me into like the doll hobby as a teenager. I just love Azone dolls. I think they're so cute. The range of clothes you can get for them is just amazing. Azone official clothes, I don't have too many of them because they're quite pricey, but they're really cute and so intricate and beautifully made. But yeah, Azone do occasionally dolls based on anime and manga series, and this is one of them, and she is so adorable. So I keep talking about a doll that I put like all my money into. I did sell an Azone doll and a lot of other like doll bits and pieces in order to get my first SD sized, so 1/3 scale sized BJD. So if you don't know what BJD stands for, it stands for ball jointed doll, and there maybe since like the early 2000s has been quite an active ball jointed doll community. So ball jointed dolls are just dolls usually made out of resin that have like a ball joint, so a ball and a socket, and that's how they move. There are she's something I would ever consider selling, purely because if I ever feel the urge to scratch that itch, then I have a really beautiful, like, for me, a grail, you know, BJD, that's there and waiting. Let's just get her out. So here she is. This is a Mayu Delia. I believe they also do a 1/4 scale Mayu Delia. But obviously this is the 1/3 scale. She is a tall girly, but she's like really comfy to hold. Hang on, transfer her to the other side. So here she is. I decided against swapping her eyes out because I thought these eyes would reflect better in the camera, but my favourite eyes to put in her are like the same exact like mould as these eyes, but they're like a deep blue. I don't know if you can tell, but her eyes actually have a lot of like sparkle in them. They're so beautiful. Really exquisite BJD eyes are actually very complex to make, and therefore if you want to buy a really expensive, like gorgeous pair of eyes, you could be set back like £40 to £50. Seriously, you've got to think, especially when you get to like a USD size, which is like not a 1/12 scale, maybe around there actually. Anyway, a very small scale doll, and trying to do such tiny intricate eyes, it takes a lot of skill and time, so eyes can get pricey. I think I got these for a really good deal though. Everything that she's like wearing, and her eyes and her wig, are all from Etsy. It's quite a while ago, so I'm so sorry I don't really remember the shop names or anything. She came actually with a gorgeous dress and a petticoat and a bonnet that I do change her into sometimes, but I really like this like sailor themed dress. If I lift her all the way up, her shoes are actually what she came with. So she's quite a nice solid stander. She can stand by herself. I prefer them to stand by themselves than on a stand if I can. I don't really like how they look on a stand, but I understand people who do, because the idea of them falling and chipping is terrifying because they're an expensive doll. But yeah, I waited maybe 6 to 8 months for her to arrive. I got a full package, so I got she came in this beautifully lined box that's under my bed now. She came with a full outfit, and a beautifully done face up. I actually, face up is the face makeup on a doll. I actually did amend the face up slightly. So you could really see her. She's so stunning. So I amended her eyebrows ever so slightly. I made them straighter. I blushed her lips a little differently, and I actually took away some of the eye paint just because it was a little too intense for me, how I like to photograph her. I have made several wigs for her. One that's like a low bun, and one that's like a long white, like cotton coloured, wavy style wig. So that's why I enjoy BJDs and the BJD hobby, even though I've not like actively done anything in a while. I really enjoy it because you can combine a lot of different hobbies together. So for me, I can make clothes for her, or do her makeup, or make wigs for her. I can take photos of her. It's like a really fun art project, and I just think she's so stunning. She's so gorgeous, and I'm so happy looks, I think, a bit too long on it, so I tend to tilt her head down ever so slightly, and I actually think she looks pretty good like that. This is an official Azone dress that I found for actually a pretty good price on eBay. What I love about Azone dolls is you can change their hands to do different signs. So they can do like a peace sign or a thumbs up or like a salute sign. There's loads of different hands. I think I do have pretty much, or like little cat paw hands like we saw Hazuki have. I think I do have all the different hands, but they're not like with me right now, so she's got the really basic like hands like by the side. You can also get like wavy hands, and yeah. This is like a pretty good like range of movement in this body. It's quite an old Azone body. Every now and then they bring out new ones like that have different mobility capabilities, so can do different poses. A doll that's quite similar to Azone that I will show you in a minute has got a really great range of movement. But yeah, I put her on this Lega-chan head, and I just think she's so cute. I love that you can see her little teeth. I just think she's adorable. So yeah, that's where the body's gone with Lega-chan. So I'm gonna show you guys the last doll that if you're not like super into like the more expensive side of doll collecting, you probably won't recognise. The rest of these dolls are doll lines aimed at like kids and that kind of thing, so I'm sure you'll recognise blue streak in her hair. That was done by me as a child because I thought it matched her dress. But yeah, she is, like I said, on the Bob Mackie face, so she's later into the 90s. The Barbie superstar face, which is the famous smiling, like with teeth Barbie face from the 80s and 90s, was being phased out, and the Bob Mackie face, which is the face that I associate with like my childhood, was being brought in. So yeah, she's really cute, and I thought when I was a child that she was based off of the Disney Sleeping Beauty. I don't think she is. I think she's just meant to be Sleeping Beauty, the fairy tale entity, as opposed to the Disney Sleeping Beauty. I don't think she's meant to be that. But I was always personally very sad as a child that the Disney Sleeping Beauty was always depicted in her pink dress, because the blue dress was always my favourite. So as a child, I thought this was a Disney princess doll with the blue dress, and to me that was like so cool because I loved the blue dress so much. So I just love the shade of her dress. Highly sure when she came out. I can't remember if she had the Bob Mackie face a lot earlier than some of the other ones, so Superstar face might have still been going on at this point. I'm not sure. I never had her from new. I got her in a charity shop, so yeah. But her dress makes lots of nice also believe this that she's wearing came with that fashion pack as well. But yeah, she's the only one I decided to keep around from that like little section of my life where I was collecting them. So next up are my only two Monster High dolls. Obviously both G3 Dracularas. I think it's Dracularas. I'll start by showing this one. I know I got the original, like, first release, and then I got the one that came with, like, a big coffin wardrobe with lots of styles. I also added my own pieces, and, like, she's got this little Hello Kitty, like, almost belt charm. I added my own boots to her. This little like, dress outfit. Also didn't come with her, I, like, added it myself. So I kind of styled her in my own way. I've really enjoyed what they've done with her in G3. She was always my favourite Monster High like character. There's kind of a vampire theme going here with Hazuki as well, so yeah. I was a bit too old for Monster High when they really started to come out and get popularity, so I never actually had any as a children. It was kind of past my point of childhood, but I always thought that they were really cool. I really loved their new like body builds and stuff. I found with the other, like the G1 wave, the original wave, their bodies were so like thin, like there wasn't enough to them for me to like feel like I could dress them in like normal like clothes. Like you could only really dress them either in clothes you'd made or Monster High dolls, just because they were such a different like body type to Barbie or to like any other doll. Whereas because of how the new bodies are built, I can add my own pieces and kind of like accessorize and design them a bit more. So that's what I've really enjoyed. I didn't do like a ton differently with this one. I added an undercoat and I gave her some stockings as well. So yeah, I just think that they look really super cute. Backpack. I actually am not sure what that little sidekick is called. Like, I'm gonna guess it's called Fang. Yeah, I'm not really ingratiated into any like Monster High lore or anything. I just kind of enjoyed the G3 design enough to want to like purchase and display it. So last up we have, I think, five. There is technically one more, but she has no clothes on, so I'm not going to show her. But I have 5 Bratz dolls. Bratz was my like generation of childhood, but I just never had them. Nobody ever bought them for me, and I just never had Bratz dolls growing up. But I always loved their designs, and early 2000s is like not a style that I personally reference in any of my own like clothing tastes or interests, but I think when done right it looks really cool, and so I do enjoy a lot of the Bratz outfits. So through my charity shop and car boot journeys I have found a couple of the original Bratz line. I'm not really interested in getting like any of the reproduction dolls or anything like that. It's really, if I were to see one out in the wild that's an original Brat for a good price, I would get it. Again, my knowledge on Bratz and the different doll lines is incredibly limited, so please don't have a go at me. I don't even know all their names. I think this is Chloe though, right? I think her name is Chloe. And this is from like, they did like a London punk inspired Bratz doll collection. I know they re-released them recently. 100% I've checked. This is an original. I got this from a car boot sale. And the devastating thing is I picked up her and one more doll that show you in a minute that I think her name is Megan. This set came with a little dog and a bunch of other accessories, and unknowingly I left them behind. There was a little tin next to the bratz dolls that had the dog, that had the little accessories, but at that point I knew even less about bratz than I know now, and I didn't think the dog looked like it would be part of the bratz set, so I didn't even look into it. I assumed it was something else and I didn't get it, and I separated them, and I feel so bad. We went back the following week, but the man that was selling them wasn't there, and I've not seen him since. So yeah, I'm so gutted and disappointed about that, but that'll teach me. That really did teach me a lesson of get your phone out and look stuff up, which I do now. But I didn't do it before. So yeah, here she is, looking very cool. And all of them have pretty still decent like screen printing. I know that's been an issue with the reproduction bratz. People have not been overly impressed with the quality of the screen print of the faces. So then here is Megan. I think she came all in leather originally with like kind of like a biker outfit, this Megan. But I think this is another dress from the London Punk one. I don't think these shoes are even bratz, but they came with her and they look cool. Again, she's got a pretty good face still. Her hair, I washed and styled it, so I think that looks pretty okay. Yeah, I think she looks pretty cool. You guys can tell me, is this the same character but different designs? I'm not sure. I think this is their Sasha, Jade, Chloe. Oh yeah, it's not my forte. But so I got this one here. I think this is her original hairstyle as well. I got this from a woman last summer at the car boot who said that her daughter was getting rid of loads of them and she'd be back with more, but I haven't seen her since. Because I would definitely get more, because the ones that she had, I think most were in original outfits and had really good condition. I haven't touched her hair, like I haven't needed to. I think this is pretty much her original outfit for this one. I think she's like a beachy inspired one. Again, her face just looks really good. I'm not sure if her hair was originally supposed